Alright, now that I've discussed characters which will be coming in a later video, I felt it's time to discuss the state of the game. Not specifically the state in tiers, but in a sense of where the game stands. As we saw when EVO released its current standings of signups, Cross Tag Battle has surpassed Smash 4. This is quite a surprising, given when the game was first released, not many people saw the game having much potential. I'm not hoping for it to surpass something like Street Fighter V, as I just believe that would be completely unrealistic. But the game surpassing a Smash title alone is a pretty big feat in and of itself, given its placement may even have a chance to surpass Melee, which needs to go anyway. The message this sends to EVO is that anime fighters are to be taken seriously. I'm not factoring Dragon Ball FighterZ into that statement, because the IP alone is what gives it numbers, not the gameplay itself. Speaking of gameplay, the game itself is proven to be, just because it's simplified, doesn't mean that the game cannot be difficult or hard at higher levels of play. Baiting, trapping, and cross-ups, etc. all shine through harder from players of a higher caliber. This goes double for neutral, as there isn't exactly a dash input, instead all characters just run forward if you hold 6. One of the things that I've seen many people often say they have an issue with is the damage. I think the damage in this game, minus Carmine, is as nice as it's gonna get. Without some characters outright dominating people or having a really high damage and movement. For example, Narukami has above standard damage, but is a Persona user, so that's his drawback alone. If we were to compare this damage to something like Dragon Ball FighterZ, for example, the damage there is really high and goes even higher if you have the meter to invest. There's a reason that whenever you're watching a major and a player on the offense gets a confirm, the commentators go straight to saying that's a dead character. Especially since most teams in that game run 2 of the top tier characters on every winning team, being Cell and Kid Buu, both of which have a really high damage output. Now, it is true in either game a character can die in one of 2 combos, the difference being a few key things. The first being the burst mechanic in Cross. Bursting allows you to escape damage. While it can't be baited, the option does exist, meaning you may have a way to prevent it. The other being the universal DP. If your DP is punished, yeah, you're taking as much damage as your opponent can dish out. Luckily, damage is stagnant across all teams, and that the damage will scale heavily once it reaches 10k. But 10k off of a character that may only have 14k or 16k, a lot of damage. The second concern I've seen a lot of people express is that minus Weiss, all Ruby characters are OP. My feelings on this are, well, mixed. Ruby, yeah, there's nothing to discuss there, I'm not even gonna bother. The other 2, Yang and Blake, though, I feel both are certainly strong, but I don't feel they're busted. Blake basically can make hitboxes while remaining safe, and Yang, well, she's basically a hyperactive tank. Not OP though, but can be certainly annoying. I do think this game has a nice future ahead of itself, especially if we do end up getting a second season. But those are my thoughts on the game thus far. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons for me if you would be so inclined.
wake up, get